Welcome to that 80s show. I was thinking of something clever to say. And I didn't.
And you're laughing at your own joke in your head.
I think, if we were an award-winning podcast, we might have started this episode again, but we kind of feel that this vulnerability of ours.
Yes.
This fact
what's
that
so endearing to our fan.
That's what Cousin Louis does say. He loves it. So this is that 80s show where we get together and we talk about 80s stuff. You guys seem to like it. You keep coming back.
Yeah. Hey, the show's been going for 12 years in one form or another.
Longer than the 80s. Longer than the 80s. I want to talk a little bit later. A lot of movies celebrating their 40th anniversary this year. A lot of movies.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of movies. But Dori, I want to talk to you about one particular Instagram discovery. There are two Instagram discoveries. I'll talk about the other person another date. There are these two people on Instagram. We've got to get them on the show. Okay, find this person, pops up. These two particular people, and there may be more on Instagram. These are the two that I found. Lovingly recreate and have set up these personas and profiles as if they were from the 80s. One male, one female. You must see the guy who does it. He is hair rock.
Okay.
He is a hair rock god. Okay.
Is it his real photo?
It's real. It's got videos and everything.
Okay.
But I want to start off today. It goes under the name of Glitterwave.
Okay.
On Instagram. Let me shut this music off. Just fade out. Professional. Fade out. This particular person goes under the moniker. What do you call it on Instagram? Tag. Handle. God. Jeez. Old man. Glitterwave 80s on Instagram. But
Glitterwave 80s.
Glitterwave 80s. But
I'm
the person's
gonna go
name.
And find that.
My name is Violet Sky. I'm 22 and I'm a singer from New York City, living like it's 1989. And I am obsessed, Dori. So if you go to the link tree, Violet Sky's link tree, the links are synthesized with Violet Sky. Seems that Violet Sky has a radio show. Okay. Stream my music that was actually made in the 80s. I'll tell you more about that. Listen to the 80s Wave Maker Park radio. So again, another link to a radio. There is a music video, 2 music videos, and there is a merch store. There is YouTube, there is Instagram, there is TikTok, there is Depop, which is the merch store, Spotify, a soundtrack, and Violet Sky is a Blue Blocker affiliate. So if you buy Blue Blockers, and I know you've now looked at Violet Sky's Instagram.
I am very impressed by her commitment.
This is
this
phenomenal.
Outfit, this stonewashed jeans, skirt, and jacket outfit.
So what I understand
Very
Violet Sky
impressive.
does is goes to abandoned old malls of the 80s. Because these photos look like they're taken in the 80s. Because that one you're showing me, she is at a payphone.
It says Berkshire Mall.
Yeah. So this is how I came upon it. That said, meet the Instagrammer who goes to abandoned malls or old-fashioned malls and recreates 80s moments. That's how I
That is
found
definitely an abandoned mall.
It's so Dori showing me another one with
Yeah.
a food court in an abandoned mall. Why are these malls still standing?
It's crazy.
You know what I mean? Now, it's difficult to understand because in South Africa, we're disgustingly a mall culture country. We have got a lot of malls in this country, and the malls are very updated. Oh, what is Dori showing me now? They're moving the TV.
No, that's a mall directory, but like not a digital
not
one.
the digital one.
Not
it's the
a
mall
digital one.
directory. So South Africa, our malls are very sophisticated, but I was surprised a few years ago when I was in the States at how old a lot of stuff was. Of course, you have your mega super mall, but a lot of stuff looks like these buildings are from the 80s still.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, all right. So that shocked me. So I don't know. Maybe some of these malls have just not changed. They just still are 80s or
Well,
at least
I'm going to have to look
looking.
up Berkshire Mall, I guess, and see if it's still a thing.
So Violet Sky has released some music. And one of the albums that she launched was she collaborated with a producer from the 80s who had all these songs from the 80s, recorded, mastered, and she said, well, I'll do the vocals of them. So it's her voice on 80s music. Now,
literally 80s music. Music that was made in the 80s.
Do you think Violet Sky would hate us playing her music on our podcast? Because you're not allowed to play music.
It's a good way for her to get in touch with us and say, take that down or I'll sue you. And we'll go, okay, and then will you be on our show?
I mean, she wouldn't because we're promoting her, right? We're like, we're the number 4.
Is she selling the music? Are we taking away from that?
Look, this is a short clip. So, I mean, listen, we're the number 4 80s podcast in the whole world.
Right.
You know, she's an 80s person.
Right.
Like, I feel like all we're doing, we're not making fun of her, we're promoting her. So I want you to take a listen. Remember, Dori, not making fun of her, we're promoting her. Take a listen to this song.
I'm just like amazed by some of these pictures.
She's in a heart-shaped pool in what Dori's showing
in
me.
a gold bikini.
In a gold bikini in a heart-shaped pool. What I love about it, like you say, her commitment, like any good person in the 80s who was 22, she does not look 22.
No.
Oh, now, Dori, you got to describe that. That's at a roller rink.
A roller rink, and they're wearing the most 80s clothes. Her and I think it's a friend, I think. Oh, my God.
See, Dori's obsessed.
You have sent me down the worst rabbit. I am going to get zero work done today.
No. And
Zero.
We got to get Violet Sky.
No, we got it.
Take a listen to her song. This is Show Me, that she claims is a song from the 80s. Like I say,
that is proper.
The song
80s.
is from the 80s. She's now singing on
It's
it.
even the way she's singing.
Everything, right?
She's committed.
Now, she has got a music video, A Heartbreak Away. This is the official music video. Now, shot in one of these malls.
Right.
This video is going to go up that 80 Show SA Facebook page. We are tagging Violet Sky.
Yes.
We want Violet Sky's attention.
Okay.
Check out this music video and song about halfway through. Look at that mall.
That can't be a non-functioning mall. She's on the escalator.
The
and
escalator's
it's moving.
running. The escalator's running.
Maybe she just films at night when it's closed because there's no one there. So maybe she's like friends with the security guard and she's like, let me in, I'm going to make a music video.
Have you noticed how it's shot? That is so 80s looking.
So good.
22. Beautiful. The hairspray of this Violet Sky.
There's a video of her on her Instagram literally doing the teasing with the comb and the hairspray.
Yeah. We are in love with Violet Sky. Violet Sky, you're out there. We found you. You are the first of our targets. She's got a Depop. Now, Depop seems like a online store. People can sell their stuff. Dori, I want you to go through. I mean, I see a purple leotard straight away. I want you to go through some of the items she's got on Depop. You must see some of her band T-shirts in there. And just check out what she is selling. Because I'm buying.
The purple leotard sold. You
Yeah.
could have led with that.
Oh, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
I got to entice you because then you got to look at the other stuff.
Those are some very bright orange pants.
Yes, orange pants. You're going, well, guys, this is a podcast. This doesn't translate. People, orange pants. An 80s person.
80s style. Well, I mean, they actually look like orange jeans, actually, now that I look closely at them.
You don't need a picture. You don't need a picture to understand that.
Some of the loudest shirts you've ever seen,
Yeah,
honestly.
we're linking to this Violet Sky on your Depop. We're sending people there to buy your stuff.
There's some the stonewashed denim skirt. It's gone.
It's gone.
It's gone. It's sold. Is that a weird? Oh my God! It's a camera with one of those flashes that jumps out.
Yes. Remember those. Remember
Yes.
those. And they were so aggressive.
Yeah.
The way the flash popped out.
Yeah.
And she's got them. Violet Sky, you are going to be a topic of many of our shows going forward. She is on Glitterwave 80s on Instagram. We got to find her. All those videos and those
I'm following
links.
her now.
Have to.
Yep.
Speaking about, like I said, mentioned 1984, so many movies came out. Good and bad.
Yeah.
Can I just go through the list of some of the movies that came out in 1984 that will be celebrating their 40th anniversary this year?
Please do.
This is just some of them. I'm going to go from 2 lists. And
Right.
no particular order. I've got one of the highest grossing films of 1984.
Okay.
So I'll go through that. Supergirl came out in 1984.
Uh-huh.
You kind of go, well, that's a bad start. I go, no, that's a fantastic start.
Okay. In your opinion.
Come on. Supergirl.
We know you have a thing. We know.
I loved Supergirl.
Mm.
2010, the sequel to A Space Odyssey. Right?
I don't think I ever saw that.
Well, hold your horses. Not my
Okay.
movie recommendation for this week coming up.
Okay.
Against All Odds,
Great movie.
Woman in Red, Top Secret.
Huh. Top Secret. What a great movie.
Cheech and Chong,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones. Footloose, Gremlins, Beverly Hills Cop, The Never-Ending Story, Splash, The First Police Academy, Ghostbusters, The Karate Kid, Sheena,
Which we spoke about last week.
The Terminator, Romancing the Stone, Friday the 13th, one of them, Blame It on Rio, came out in 1984. The highest grossing films of 1984.
Right.
From 10.
I'm gonna think. Can I guess? Can I guess what were like the top ones? Is it from the ones you've mentioned already?
Okay, they're different ones.
Oh,
Well,
they're
kind of the
different.
same. Okay, number 10 was Footloose.
Because I'm thinking Footloose has to be in there. Splash has to be in there.
Karate Kid is number 8. Police
course.
Academy, Karate Kid number 9. Police Academy 8. These are all movies that came out in the same year. Where did they even put them?
Unbelievable.
These are 10. That's 10 weeks.
Yeah.
That's 10. That's a fifth of the year with just these movies. Right?
Absolute nuts.
Number 7 is Beverly Hills Cop. Number 6, Once Upon a Time in America. Number 5, The Terminator. Only the fifth highest grossing movie. Number 4, Amadeus. Number 3, 16 Candles.
Right.
The teens loved going to the movies. Number 2, surprisingly, June.
Huh.
Have you seen any of the new ones?
No. I couldn't even stay awake in the original. I tried.
Yeah, so look, everyone knows the original was not great.
I know.
The remake of the original with Timothy Chalamet.
Yeah.
People are like, no. People are saying good things about the second one.
I've heard good things about the second one. But
People just wanted Speisers, and I only want Thomas Anders Speisers.
I know.
I don't want Worm Speisers. And then the number 1 grossing movie, 1984, Ghostbusters.
Of
Hey.
course.
What a lot of good. It's not even a Back to
Splash wasn't even in there.
Splash. I was going to say Splash to the Future. That's a crossover. Hey? Splash to the Future. I want to see that. Dori, I'm going to disappoint you. I've gone number 18, Revenge of the Nerds. I've still not seen Splash. I've gone down to Gremlins at 25, no Splash.
I remember Splash being really popular.
No, well, evidently didn't make a splash because maybe it was popular, or maybe I missed it because there's no way I'm down to number 50 and I've not seen Splash. I see a movie here called Hard Bodies. 3 middle-aged guys rent a beach house to hopefully score with young single women.
Sounds like your kind of movie.
Definitely does sound. No, I've definitely missed Splash because I'm down on Supergirl already and there's no way Splash made less money. Had Tom Hanks. He was so young and charismatic.
And there was like hint of boob.
Daryl Hannah. Do you see Splash is not in the top 50? Did you see, we've spoken about it in the Disney, because obviously Splash is on Disney Plus,
Right.
and they made Daryl Hannah's hair long to cover her bum.
Are you serious?
Because remember, she loses her tail, she
Yeah,
walks
yeah.
away, and you see her bum.
Yeah.
And her bum's gone now.
And as we discussed last week, bums were just a thing in the 80s. Like nobody cared.
You didn't even think about showing your
Bums
bum.
wasn't even nudity.
You didn't even think about
But
your
now
bum.
it is?
My movie goes into all of those. It is movie time. Believe it or
Okay.
not, it's only now. What are we doing? We're doing something different with movies.
I'm doing something very different this
something
week.
very different.
Something that's been bugging me. It's been, like scratching at my brain, and I feel like I need to get it out. Like a good therapist would say, just let it out.
Okay, good.
Let it
okay.
out.
Yeah, you must. Well, let me get comfortable.
Yeah.
Okay, let me put on my judging face.
Okay.
I'm judging you like a good therapist, okay?
Okay. Where's the couch?
I didn't want to insinuate that. I don't want anyone getting comfortable here.
You know how much I love John Hughes.
John
Hughes movies.
Yeah.
They are the center of my teenage years.
Yes.
But my top 3 favorite John Hughes movies all have something in them that drives me insane that I absolutely hate. There's one thing in my top 3 favorite John Hughes movies that if I could go back and make a director's cut, I would change.
This is a big call.
Yeah.
This is Dori's big call. I think this could be a regular thing.
What would you change from your favorite 80s movies?
It sounds like us having to do work.
We would never do that.
I love the concept. I love it, but it feels like if I can't AI it, but let's go. Let's see how this pans out. Let's see the response.
Okay. I'm going to start with The Breakfast Club, which is probably my second favorite.
The jock, the prom queen, the nerd. What did they introduce everyone? Something like that.
The jock,
The jock, the bully.
princess.
The princess. Yeah.
the nerd,
Yeah.
the...
Goth.
Was she the goth?
I don't know. Anyway,
Eh.
that one.
So many great things about the Breakfast Club. But the one thing that I hate... Ali Sheedy, you know, she's my favorite character.
She's your spirit animal.
She is my spirit animal.
She's your love language. Yeah.
She is gothy and weird and laughs inappropriately loudly at inappropriate times. Literally my spirit animal. And then they ruin her at the end by making her into like a princess.
Exactly. Well, what is the point of it?
They brush her hair and they put her in pink and put makeup on her, and everyone thinks that that's so great.
So that is change number one. That is change number one.
That is the only change, I think. I mean, there's some scenes that are questionable.
Yeah.
Like Bender under the table looking at Claire's underwear.
Right.
Questionable, but in its time.
I mean, they're trying to make a cheap gag.
Yeah.
Where the Ali Sheedy thing was like kind of, no, we're
You
fundamentally...
ruined her character. You ruined who she is.
Yeah, you are not valued because you are not the princess.
Goths do not belong here.
Yeah, that's kind of what they said.
Yeah.
And that's wrong, and we know.
Yeah. Couldn't they have just accepted her for who she was?
Okay. Dori dumps on John Hughes, movie number 1. Nobody puts Ali Sheedy in the corner with lipstick.
Good one.
Right.
Right.
Number 2.
Number 2, I'll do my third favorite. Pretty in Pink. Now, many people complain. If you read any postings online about Pretty in Pink, many people say, why doesn't she choose Ducky? Why doesn't she end up with Ducky? I disagree.
Okay, fuck Ducky.
No, they are not meant to be together. They are friends. He needs to get over it. She does not see him that way.
Yeah, he can't force romance and feelings on her just because he's a good guy.
Maybe Blaine was an ass. She would figure that out soon enough and move on with her life.
Or maybe he would change. They were teenagers.
Yeah.
Real different.
You can't end up with Ducky.
Yeah. You do end up with Ducky after Blaine's fucked your life up.
Yeah. You end up with Ducky when you're both already divorced.
Yes.
From your first marriage.
That's it.
And you find your way back to each other.
That's the thing.
That's it, maybe.
Exactly.
Right? I'm going to talk about the dress. The dress that she makes for herself. She takes a perfectly beautiful dress and makes it into a monstrosity.
Yeah. Wasn't that the point?
It was terrible. It was terrible. I don't care what the point was. It looked horrible. She was not supposed to look horrible. She was supposed to look pretty in pink. Literally.
What I'm noticing here, it's quite diametrically opposed. Because you changing one movie because they dressed her up to be pretty.
Yes.
And then you're changing another movie because she wasn't pretty enough.
No, but the point is she wasn't a goth.
Okay, so it's the goth.
She wanted to
hate.
And the point is she couldn't afford the nice dress. But then she gets a nice dress and she ruins it.
Okay. Yes, because she didn't have money.
Yeah.
You're right. So it's not like she Cinderella
didn't need to mess with the dress. Don't mess with the dress.
This is the thing here. You know, I mean, I battle so much because I'm now like, she was rich in The Breakfast Club.
Yes.
She was poor in Pretty in Pink.
Yeah.
And I'm kind of like, oh, I thought she's just always the rich girl.
No. She was very poor and pretty.
Yeah.
So, something I read recently. John Hughes was given so much shit, or maybe had second thoughts about the fact that she didn't end up with Ducky in Pretty in Pink.
Okay.
So he made up for that with Some Kind of Wonderful by making the friends end up together. Sorry, spoiler alert for all these movies. If you haven't watched them, it's been 40-something years. Deal with it. Almost 40 years.
And, the spoiler thing is, I think the great thing about rewatching 80s movies is that you watched it as a child and you have a thing of it, and you may have watched it later in life because our memories are so bad. The movie's new again. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll be back. What a great line. So glad you said that.
So apparently, he, like I said, he made the friends end up together in Some Kind of Wonderful, which was the correct choice, by the way. I am all behind that storyline.
Okay.
That he ends up with Watts at the end and not Amanda. Perfect, right? And apparently he actually has said in an interview that he did that to make up for the mistake in Pretty in Pink.
Sure.
I don't agree it's a mistake, but we'll let that go. Right. Not a problem with that. My problem with the ending of Some Kind of Wonderful, which is my favorite John Hughes movie. But just that last bit, I would change that ending. He gives Watts the diamond earrings that he was going to give to Amanda.
Right.
Which he withdrew his entire college fund from the bank, buys these diamond earrings for Amanda because he's trying to impress her. Even though she's not rich, he's still trying to impress her.
Right.
And he ends up choosing Watts. Well, Amanda kind of says, I'm not the one you wanted to give these to. Watts is a total tomboy. Total.
You're right. There's no.
Total.
I was quickly Googling now because I was like, what was the short blonde hair? Very tomboy.
Total tomboy.
Yes.
She takes the earrings and says, I wanted these? No self-respecting tomboy would have said that or done that because it was his college fund and she wanted what was best for him because she loved him. She should have said, you're going to take these right back tomorrow, get your money back, we're going to go to college together and be happy together. And I don't need diamond earrings because that's not my style.
I'm so glad I'm the psychologist.
Yes,
the
please
therapist
help
in this
me.
role.
Help me deal with
because
these.
your changes they all have a similar theme.
Mm-hmm.
They're all fashion-based.
Okay.
But they're like...
They are.
But
there's meaning.
Yes. So it's like, in the one hand, you don't like pretty. The other hand, so firstly, you don't like the prettying up.
No, because I want people to be themselves.
Do you like the prettying? So that's your changes.
Be themselves. Be
yourself.
yourself.
Do you think there's a metaphor in that? Because all your changes, and I mean, you love John Hughes and you studied film. So your brain is probably like programmed to see these things more than most. Do you think it's very intentional what your changes, that you're noticing these changes?
I don't know.
These
I'll tell you, I posted my thoughts about Some Kind of Wonderful on one of these 80s groups.
Yeah.
And boy, did I get a good response. People were like, yes, I agree.
Someone has to say it. It's not popular. I'm not here to be popular.
True.
Jeez, people let you take down John Hughes.
Feel the same way.
They let you have a go at John Hughes.
I'm not taking down John Hughes, rest in peace. I'm taking down the fact that he ended a couple of his movies incorrectly.
According to Dori.
A few.
One of the greatest storytellers of his generation.
Needs a rewrite.
Not good enough.
Still love the movies. They're still better than most movies made today. Just in retrospect, little tweaks would have been good.
And I think what's great there is that you've kind of given us 3 for 1. Because normally in our movie recommendations, we talk about one movie.
Yeah.
You've spoken about The Breakfast Club, Pretty in Pink, and Some Kind of Wonderful.
All of which I've spoken about before, very favorably, with 0 complaints.
They're huge movies. Pretty in Pink, number 3, grossest movie in 1984. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I like that. I like your changes. Am I a therapist? We moved on.
Right.
Okay.
You can no longer be a therapist.
I think I'm going to need a therapist for myself for my movie this week.
Okay.
Yo. How I discovered this movie. So, of course, we talk great movies from 1984. I'm like, yeah, that's fantastic. Those are great movies all released. I'm always attracted to the shitty movies because those are the movies you ended up watching. Right? We talk about this all the time on that 80s show. You go to the video store for the big movie. You go to the video store for Terminator. You go to the video store for Ghostbusters. It's out.
Right.
So you got to get something else.
Right.
You're not going to go home without a video.
No, that's ridiculous.
Right? Then your parents are going to go, well, I wasted my time here. We're never going back to the video shop. You're not going to go home without a video.
Right.
So
this is why you've watched so many bad movies.
That's what I'm saying.
It's all becoming clear.
I had a terrible video shop.
Or just a very popular one where all the good things were always out.
Okay, we'll take it that way.
Yeah.
So damp, that place. I can still smell it. So damp.
My video shop was like in the entrance of the Checkers. Like there was a little side thing and it was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mine was next. I used to go to 2. Listen, I still live in the same area.
I know.
All right. And the one is now a wholesale meat packaging place.
Right.
And the other one is still a center, but the video shop's no longer.
Right.
But that one was next to a spa.
Right.
And the other one could have also been next to a spa. quick spa, funny enough.
Mm-hmm.
But that was the perfect. You put your video shop next to there.
Yeah.
People coming in for traffic.
So I would go shopping with my mom. She would go do the grocery shopping. I'd be like, I'll be in the video shop. And then by the time she's done, I've chosen my video because I needed long. I needed a long time.
A lot of time.
Yeah.
So I always end up with these odd movies because, like I say, that's what's always left. And also, I love shit. I love the artistic pursuit of somebody who goes, I know I'm making a shit movie.
Yeah.
I know I'm making it. I'm not oblivious to it. But fuck me, am I going to commit to what I'm doing?
I think some of those people did not realize they were
You don't
making
think
shit
so?
movies. I think they...
It's just a paycheck. Because like Sheena, I spoke about last week.
Yeah.
I mean, they shot in Kenya. Beautifully shot movie. Listen, if you can't make Africa look beautiful on film, on camera, like you really got to...
And Tanya Roberts.
give it up.
On.
Yeah. I mean, Africa is just a beautiful place to shoot, right? So if you can't make Africa look good on film, right? So you don't think... I don't know. I think... Because I'd be... I do production. There's some stuff I do. I know it's shit. I know. But I'm like... Fucking,
I think you're giving some of these people too much credit.
okay.
I think some people didn't realize what they were doing with shit.
So my movie last week, Sheena, obviously was nominated for my favorite thing, the Raspberries, okay, which is like the Oscars, but for bad movies. And despite people going, this movie is very, very bad, it was nominated for a lot of Raspberries, but it didn't win any of them. In every single category it was nominated for, it lost to this movie. There is no other way I can describe this movie but play the trailer. And you need to watch the trailer. Dori is in the studio with me. I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to play you the audio. This trailer will be up, that 80 Show SA Facebook. Dori, I want you to play the trailer.
A bold and beautiful young woman embarks on a noble mission.
I have come all this way to give you something, my virginity.
I will take your gift with great happiness.
Yearning to learn the ways of love, but yet to be fulfilled.
You want this live?
She continues her search
Will you show me everything?
to indulge her every desire.
Am I too greedy?
Bo Derek stars as an international adventuress in the film that shocked America, Bolero. It's an experience you'll never forget.
Well, now I can never forget. Thanks.
There's no other way I could describe that.
There is zero ways to describe that.
So can I
What
read?
was that weird stomach movement?
There's a belly dancing scene inside the middle of that.
What was that?
So,
Was that honey on her body at the end?
Dori, I hope so.
This explains why when I mentioned Bo Derek last week, your eyes kind of lit up. I understand.
The movie is Bolero. It's set in the 1920s. A young woman played by Bo Derek graduates from college and sets out to lose her virginity. Her mission leads her to a Moroccan sheikh and a Spanish bullfighter.
Who plays the sheikh and the bullfighter?
Who plays the sheikh?
One of them looks like Christopher Reeve.
No, it's George Kennedy and Andrea Occhipinti.
Oh, okay. The one guy looked a bit Christopher Reeve,
No,
but he
there's
was
no-
wearing a
there's-
turban.
Yeah, no.
I think.
Listen, what he is he's definitely not Middle Eastern.
That's for sure.
He's not Middle Eastern.
With a name like George Kennedy, I didn't think so.
No, definitely not played by a Middle Eastern character. Dori, perceptions of that. So
Where do I start?
describe the trailer first. Describe the trailer.
Lots of slow motion,
Huge.
hair waving, woman riding horses suggestively,
Very suggestively.
honey being drizzled on naked bodies, the weird belly dancing scene, very dramatic, longing looks. Also, how is someone who looks like Bo Derek struggling to lose her virginity?
That is a huge problem for me.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
That is a huge problem for me. So she's a virginal 23-year-old. She graduates and she's an orphan, which is an heiress to a vast fortune. Okay?
Okay.
But she wants nothing more than to get her cherry popped.
So hang on. She is beautiful and rich, and nobody wants to sleep with
And
her.
there's no parents. So there's no obstacles here. Okay?
Totally believable.
Suspend belief.
Right.
So she first travels to Morocco where she meets the ideal lover, the Arab sheikh, who offers to deflower her.
In those words?
He takes her away in his private plane. There's a problem here because it's set in the 1920s.
Mm-hmm.
Right, brother shit over there. He takes her to an oasis in the desert, but during foreplay, while rubbing her nude body with honey, so you're right,
I did see that scene, yes.
he falls asleep.
Okay.
This is fucking Bo Derek. Okay, Google
First of
yourself
all-
Bo Derek 80s. Google Bo Derek 80s. Okay. Right, now we
Okay,
carry on. Okay,
right.
thank you. Right.
First of all, why are you putting honey on a woman who just needs a simple task done here? We're not trying to be fancy here. Just do the deed. Do you know how sticky and uncomfortable that would have been?
That's going to be a nightmare.
It's like that scene out of 9.5 Weeks. One of my favorite movies, honestly.
Don't put food on me.
Don't put food in places that
No.
shouldn't have food.
No. Even sometimes I got a beard, and sometimes I have my cereal and milk goes in. It's the worst. It's the worst. I hate it.
Totally similar situation.
No, but imagine instead of beard, my hoo-hoo hair. Now.
Also, hang on, they're in the desert. She can't even shower.
She's in an oasis. Isn't there water in an
Oh, maybe,
oasis?
maybe there's an oasis.
But good, that's practical.
Yeah.
So this is very practical. Dori's right. This is not about romance.
This is
It's about a stick, okay?
Yeah.
We just got to get it on,
Yeah.
okay? And I don't need honey. Let alone if the honey is going to make you fall asleep. We could have been done
So
by
hang
now.
on, he falls asleep and she's stuck there lying covered in honey.
So
What
she's
happens?
like, to hell with this guy, okay? I'm going to Spain, right? 'Cause she
I hope
ripped-
she cleans the honey off first.
Oh, my word.
Can you
know?
imagine?
Jeez.
Flying on, wait, let me guess. Another private jet?
It doesn't say how she gets there,
Okay.
but she meets
She's rich.
the toreador, Angel.
Uh-huh.
This is a bullfighter, Angel, and sets out to seduce him. Okay? Okay, this is where it gets uncomfortable, right? It's because now suddenly, you know Olivia d'Abo
Yes.
from Wonder Years. She was the
Yes.
sister, loved her. She's in this movie. She's 14 years old. Okay? She's
in the movie or in real life?
in real life. Okay? She plays, I mean, we're going to make a lot of jokes about this movie, but this gets uncomfortable because she was 14 and there are a lot of nude scenes of her in this movie.
Yo.
And very suggestive. So she comes into this. She's a local gypsy girl. She's involved in this. There's like suggestion that she's part of this throuple. A 14-year-old Olivia d'Abo is naked in this, and it's not great. Okay, so I'm not going to talk about that anymore because we want to make fun of this movie. We don't want to be moralistic. Nothing really at this point. Robert Stewart. What nationality sounding is that name? Robert Stewart.
Scottish.
Right. Not only Scott, he's a kilt-wearing Scotsman enters the scene. After several days of courtship and flirting, and hell and air, finally, they make love one morning. He manages to stay awake. She's happy.
Hang on, where's Robert gone? I'm so confused.
He was just there. I don't know. He's flashing people. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
She now loses her virginity. This is great.
Yay! The end.
I'm
Roll
in love.
credits.
I've got this bullfighter, this toreador. What do you think is an occupational hazard of a bullfighter?
Oh God, he does.
He gets gored fighting the next day. Not dead, but his injury now makes him unable to perform in the bedroom. This is real. This is a real movie.
But not a true story. Let's
Not a
hope.
true story.
But someone thought it was plausible.
He's now been gorged by this bull.
Mm-hmm.
And he can't do love anymore. And that's all she cares about. She's like, I do love you, but if you can't, like,
Give me what I need.
give me what I need. I'm trying to make a bullfighting metaphor, but I don't really know it enough. I have no interest in you. But my new mission in life, till 2 days ago, lose virginity. My new mission in life is to help you recover. Okay? And how am I going to do it? I'm going to take up bullfighting.
No.
Because Angel is now moping. He's like, oh, this is all I had. This is all I had. She's no, I'm going to bullfight now. Okay? Now she takes up the bullfighting. Remember the Arab Sheikh?
Oh God. Yes. Is he coming back?
Wakes up.
Hang on. How long has he been sleeping?
Where?
Weeks? Months?
My woman and my honey are gone. So he goes to now kidnap Bo Derek's character. He's like, okay, Give me another chance. I fell asleep. It happens. It happens to everyone. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Honey makes me tired. And now he wants to abduct her because he's like, now he's missed his chance of Bo Derek. And she's like, no, forget it. I've already lost my virginity. He's like, oh, well, useless to me. Literally useless to me. You're no longer a virgin. I'm not interested in you.
Really?
This is this movie. Wikipedia, close off nicely. Eventually, Air is successful in aiding Angel to a full recovery. I'm sure with many rubbing and lotions, which leads to a climactic lovemaking session between them. And then they get married in a local church. After, like, now remember, this is the 1920s. You're going to be stoned because you're making loves without being married. So, this is the movie Bolero.
Wow.
Yeah.
I actually vaguely remember it being a thing. I obviously did not watch it and never will. But I remember its name.
It has.
I don't remember much else.
Yeah.
How badly did it bomb?
Okay. So, box office, it broke even, made 9 million on a 7 million budget.
Because of the nudity.
Definitely because of the nudity. Listen, we're not making 9 million in daytime showings.
Right.
Okay, we're definitely making 9 million in
or people
midnight.
wanting it for the plot.
No. You're definitely making 9 million. The majority of people watching that are wearing coats.
Right.
And sitting alone in the cinema.
Right.
Okay.
In the dark.
Yes.
Got it.
Definitely not buying popcorn, not buying treats, or not buying anything. One man walks in the cinema, watches the movie, walks out. Hence, do I have to make the honey and sticky joke here?
Please don't.
Okay, I won't be that guy, but it's there. It exists in this universe. Critically panned, Roger Ebert, he gave the film 0.5 out of 4 stars. The real future of Bolero is in home cassette rentals where your fast forward and instant replay controls will supplying the editing job the movie so desperately needs. Not editing. Not editing.
Not
we
the
know,
word.
No,
Not the right word.
No, we know what people are talking about. David Robinson of The Times said that the story was the authentic stuff of mild pornography and wrote that the film's climax no doubt distracted the writer-director from the dialogue, which in every sense is unspeakable. It was nominated for 9 Golden Raspberry Awards. It won 6, including Worst Picture, Worst Actress, Worst Director, Worst Screenplay. And in 1990, the film was nominated for the Razzie Award for the Worst Picture of the Decade. But
Did it win that?
No, it lost to Mommy Dearest.
Mommy Dearest.
Coming up soon in a movie review by Paulo near you. And the film was nominated for a Stinker's Bad Movie Award for Worst Picture. All around a terrible movie. Bolero, starring Bo Derek.
Wow, what a stinker.
Hey?
I think it might be the worst movie you've ever spoken about.
It was widely rumored in the media at the time that the film's release, that the final love scene wasn't simulated. No modesty pouches there.
Huh.
Huh. In terms of the trailer saying it's the most controversial movie in America, Google Bolero controversy, nothing.
Really?
People did not care. Because the kind of people that watched it knew what they wanted.
Yeah.
So that is my movie recommendation, Bolero.
Is it a recommendation? Is it?
Listen, for a certain type of person and for a certain type of mood, it is. Again, Bo Derek is beautiful.
Is the whole thing on YouTube?
What do you think? No way, Story. That thing is pure porn. It's probably on Pornhub.
YouTube's got some dodge stuff.
It does have dodge. I didn't look for it. I got to be honest.
Okay.
I don't want to be blocked. You know, we don't need that. I don't have a VPN. 80s inventions.
Yes.
Do we remember them?
Like things that were invented in the 80s?
There's some things that you won't believe were invented in the 80s.
The creepy crawly?
I
think it was the 80s.
Was it?
I think.
Not on my list.
And South African invention.
My list from How Stuff Works, yes, creepy crawly. It was a South African invention. This is something that I did an 80s quiz evening. And this is one of the questions that I believe lost me legally, because there were the people that won it that were very far back in the corner, and I do believe they were Googling, because there is no way they could have beaten me.
Yep.
But one of the questions was, name the camera that was invented in the 80s.
And
I said Polaroid.
But Polaroid was earlier than that, right?
Than that.
70s.
So the disposable camera was invented in the 80s.
Disposable
cameras.
First time I came across a disposable camera was late 90s.
But they're invented in the 80s.
Huh.
Yeah.
Did they just not come here?
I imagine they were invented, but I mean, geez, the technology behind disposable cameras is really only going to ramp up in the 90s.
Yeah,
Did you smoke?
I did.
Nicotine patches were invented in the 80s.
Huh.
Did you ever use one? How do they work?
No, I managed to stop smoking
Without one.
automatically.
Seems like a gimmick to me.
I know people who have tried them, trying to stop smoking, and they said that it actually makes them feel like they've smoked 10 times more.
I would
That it's like makes them high and feel awful. And
I would follow the
Yeah.
money. I'm pretty sure that every big tobacco company has shares in nicotine patch companies. Follow the money. Prozac was invented in the 80s.
that I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, the creepy crawly was invented in 1974.
It's pretty good.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Huh.
And it's the first African invention went to space.
Invented by Ferdinand.
What did Steve? You
What?
picked that up.
What?
Prattley Putty is the only South African invention that's ever been into space.
Why?
They used it to bond something on the spaceships.
Oh, so
Yeah.
not the creepy crawly.
There's no need. You may have noticed a lack of swimming pools on
Yes,
the moon.
I would have
Yeah.
thought so. His name was Ferdinand Chauvier, and he was from Springs.
Wow, I bet you his name is not pronounced Xavier. You've been very generous.
Chauvier.
Javier.
Chauvier.
Javier.
Javier.
Yeah, we're having some fun with South African names for international listeners. That is definitely not pronounced that way.
Labouchane.
Exactly. Disposable contact lenses invented in the 80s.
Cool.
Disposable.
Yes.
Because before then, I used to see people put contact lenses in the 80s. I was like, why would you do that to yourself? That's gross.
I used to wear proper contact lenses once upon a time before I got allergic to them.
And then you had to clean the ones you had to clean. You couldn't
The ones I had to
dispose,
clean, yeah. I tried
Yeah.
disposables.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just made my eyes itch.
Compact discs, weirdly enough, think
No,
from the 90s.
we know
came in
this.
the
We
80s.
know this. Yeah.
HD TV, I was surprised to find this.
Mm.
The first high definition television broadcast. The first broadcast happened in the 90s, but the TV was invented earlier. It's like, we got it ready.
Yeah.
We don't know what to do with it. I love when that
Also,
happens.
what was considered HD then? Because
Oh,
it's probably not the same as what's considered HD now.
No, that's for damn sure.
You know what I mean?
That's for damn sure. They invented a DNA fingerprinting in the 80s as well.
Yes, that's why some crimes were solved.
Good for crimes. And then the permanent artificial heart was invented in the 80s. The Jarvik 7 artificial heart. Engineers designed it to be a permanent heart transplant instead of a stopgap measure. We were doing it was great, content fodder for a few weeks of quiz.
Yes.
Guess the 80s movie by,
No. Song.
guess the 80s song.
By its first line.
Well, now you know where I'm going.
Right.
Guess the 80s song by the first line. And I'm like, I missed it. I miss it.
I also miss
Don't
it.
you miss it? Like
I
it
do,
was
I miss
fun.
it, yeah.
It was a good way. I hope listeners
It also like
enjoyed it.
gave me a bit of an adrenaline rush, like when, you know,
Right.
what if we're wrong? And then we
Exactly,
weren't wrong
we weren't
until we were wrong.
Yeah, so I like that. So I've been looking for another quiz to replace that.
Okay.
And I found one. We're going to try a few.
Okay.
So this one is from entertainment.ie. Right, I assume in Irish. Can you guess the 80s movie from the quote?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, this one's going to be tough, I think, hey?
Okay, we're going to try it. There's 10.
Oh, only 10.
Only 10.
So what are we going to do? All 10 now?
Yeah, so I found different ones that were, we got time, we'll do all 10. I found different ones, but some were really easy. I think these are challenging. Okay, so it's got the quote, and then it's got 3 movies. Quote number 1, I ain't got time to bleed. Either from Commando, Predator, or The Terminator.
I don't know any
I'm
of those
gonna think
movies well
Commando.
enough.
I'm going to think Commando. All 3 Schwarzenegger movies.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's from Predator.
Really?
I ain't got time to bleed. They're not well-known ones. These are not.
Oh.
Yeah. This next one, these are tough. Come out to the coast. We'll get together, have a few laughs. Is that a line from Die Hard, Cobra, or The Last Boy Scout? Was The Last Boy Scout 80s? Come out to the coast. We'll get together.
Die Hard.
You think Die Hard?
Yeah.
I can hear Bruce Willis saying that. Well done, Dori.
Yeah. Also because I watched Die Hard recently.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
This one, because I've watched it recently. Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe. I don't even know why I went into that accent, but that's how I heard it. Look, man, I ain't falling for no banana in my tailpipe.
What are the options?
Beverly Hills Cop, Trading Places, 48 Hours. All Eddie Murphy movies.
I think it sounds like either Beverly Hills Cop or 48 Hours.
So it's an iconic scene from Beverly Hills Cop where he
Okay.
goes and puts bananas in their tailpipe. So that is
Okay.
correct. Ooh, they're here. Yeah. That one didn't even need it. Options were Poltergeist, Nightmare on Elm Street, or Halloween.
Yes, the movie that ruined my childhood, Poltergeist.
Did it a lot?
No, actually, it was, I think, Poltergeist 2. Yeah, there's a reason I don't like horrors anymore. There's a few reasons. That's one of them.
One of them.
One of the reasons.
This is a weird quote. We're looking at quotes from 80s movies. I carried a watermelon.
Oh, come on.
Do you know that?
Of course I know. How do you not know what that is?
So then I'm assuming, because the options are Dirty Dancing, Adventures in Babysitting, When Harry Met Sally.
It's Dirty Dancing.
Really?
It's an iconic part of the movie.
I have no recollection of that.
Really? When Baby first meets Patrick Swayze, Johnny,
Yes.
she was literally carrying a watermelon, and she's so awkward when she meets him, and he like looks at her as if to say, "What are you doing here?" And she goes, "I carried a watermelon."
Huh.
It's a very important part of the movie.
Really?
It introduces the awkwardness and her innocence and her and just how like kind of how intimidated she was by him. It's an important part.
And how weak she was.
No, she wasn't weak.
So weird. I don't remember that at all. I can't say
You can YouTube that scene. You'll see it and you'll know.
I'm very much like Dirty Dancing zeitgeist scenes.
Yeah.
So the scenes that you see mocked and shown all the time. I remember that all the time.
I mean, you always quote, "Don't put baby in the corner."
Constantly. But like I
But
said,
I
it's
carried
one
a
of those.
watermelon is probably the second most famous quote from that movie.
Really?
Yes.
Geez, shame. I know your name. Orange Whip. 3 orange whips. So
No
orange.
idea.
So orange whip is question. Orange whip, 3 orange whips, and the movies are Fast Times at Ridgemont High, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and Blues Brothers.
I'm gonna guess Fast Times.
No idea on this one. It is Blues Brothers. I want to know.
Don't remember it.
Oh, this is gonna be tough because it's from a Rocky. The options are Rocky 4, Rocky 2, Rocky 3.
Oh, come on.
I must break you.
Oh,
Come on. It's from a Rocky. I mean, it's Rocky 4.
Whatever.
Human sacrifice, dogs and cats living together, mass hysteria. Your options are Ghostbusters, Airplane, Scrooged. It's Ghostbusters. I remember Bill Murray saying that.
Sounds Ghostbustery.
So it is Ghostbusters. I'm Your Density. I'm Your Destiny.
Oh, that's familiar.
Either from Back to the Future, 16 Candles, or Ferris Bueller's Day Off. It could be any of those.
Sure.
I'm Your Density. Your Destiny. Is that, did George McFly not say that?
I actually think it's Back to the Future. I
think
do
it's
think
Back
so.
to the Future.
Yeah.
And it is Back to the Future.
Yeah.
Good. I've seen things you people wouldn't believe. That's from Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, The Fly, or Blade Runner.
Blade Runner.
You think it's Blade
I'll
Runner?
tell you why I know that.
Okay, why?
Because my husband is obsessed with Blade Runner, and he has sampled parts of it for the music that he makes.
Great.
And I've heard that line many times.
Oh, well, there we go.
Yeah.
And it is Blade Runner.
Mm-hmm.
Good call. 7 out of 10 for us, Dori.
No, not bad.
Not bad. How did you feel about that quiz?
I enjoyed that quiz.
It was not
We
bad.
should do more like that.
Okay, so we feel we like doing the quizzes.
Yeah.
We hope everyone likes the quiz on that.
In fact, if you want to make a quiz for us, should we invite people to make quizzes
I even
for us?
asked ChatGPT to make me a quiz, and it's like...
Was it bad? Too easy?
It's easy. It's just very easy.
Can you not ask ChatGPT to make it a difficult one?
But then it goes too difficult.
Medium?
I should do that. Medium questions. Oh, Dori, with all the answers you have them. This has been That 80s Show. Jeez, I feel I need a bath after Bolero and telling you about that
was
movie.
so gross.
It's disgusting.
It really was.
It was porn.
It makes me not want to eat honey ever again.
Nah. When you see Bo Derek covered in honey, I do not share that sentiment. Oh, so this has been That 80s Show. Glitterwave 80s, Violet Sky. We're going to get on that.
That is my favorite thing that I learned this week.
We got to get her.
That there's somebody even more committed than us on the internet.
She's so in. 20, in her 20s. Hey?
Amazing. Good parenting. Speaking of good parenting,
Yes.
my 16-year-old is currently obsessed with Hole of the Moon by the Waterboys.
That's great.
Just plays it all the time, goes, these are the most amazing lyrics. Like, yes, they are. They really are.
I almost got caught out the other day. We're at the local butcher shop and my daughter hears a song playing and she's 80s song. And she goes, who sings the song? What's the song? And I was like, oh God, I was like,
You didn't know?
it took me a moment. I was like, do I just tell her? I said, listen, literally, I could tell you anything. But it was circles in the sand.
Oh, Belinda Carlisle.
Belinda
eh?
Carlisle.
Right.
I believe our good friend Celeb Savant
Yes.
is interviewing Belinda Carlisle's son coming up soon. We
Yes.
interviewed him.
Yes. I'm interested in listening to that.
Bring me Belinda. Bring me your Belindas and then we'll talk. Everything on the show, plus the trailer of Bolero, that Eddie Show SA Facebook page. Thanks for joining me, Dori.
Bye.
Bring me your Belindas.